Cost a lot of money.
Of course it's custom. It's original ball for an original guy. It's a Marty Supremo, not the Marty normal ball.
Yeah, but what did it cost?
On our third Oscar month episode, we're talking about Josh Safdie and Ronald Bronstein's Marty Supreme. But first, a word from our newest sponsor. Hey guys, do you like to play table tennis, but you only have white shirts? Well, when you're wearing the white shirt and the crowd is watching your serves, it's impossible to follow the white ball. The Table Tennis Association forces you to wear black, but who wants to only wear black?
I don't even see your eyes moving. If I'm wearing a white shirt and I'm wearing this, you can't see the ball. Now imagine it with an orange ball, which no one's ever thought of. See, you're already following it way better. Look at his eyes.
Well, we have a new product that nobody has ever thought of. Ping pong balls, but orange. Our new dynamic orange ping pong balls are much easier to follow with your eyes. Pick one up today at any Kristina supermarket. Okay, back to our regular programming. Marty Supreme stars Timothee Chalamet as Marty Mauser, a narcissistic, ego-driven American ping pong player from the Lower East Side. The film takes place in 1952, with the world steadily recovering from the events of World War II, which ended 7 years earlier. Marty Mauser goes to the British Open, no, not the golf one, the table tennis British Open, after his uncle and mom try to sabotage his trip by disappearing when Uncle Murray was supposed to give him money for working as a shoe salesman for him, and after he has sex with his childhood friend Rachel, played by Odessa Zion, the middle daughter of Pamela Adlon from Better Things.
Lloyd, I'm actually pointing a gun at you right now. I'm actually threatening to use it. This is a legit robbery like any other. My fingerprints are all over this thing. These are facts.
And Marty holds up his uncle's shoe store with a gun to get the money from the safe. Marty goes to London ready to destroy the defending champion and his friend, and the closest thing I think Marty Mauser is capable to having a mentor, the Hungarian Holocaust survivor, Bela Kletsky.
I'm gonna do to Kletsky what Auschwitz couldn't. Okay, I'm gonna finish the job.
Jesus Christ.
Marty also decides to stay at the Ritz and charge it to the Table Tennis Association. However, in a surprise to everyone, the Japanese travel ban has been lifted, and Marty beats Kletsky in the semifinal, but loses to the deaf Japanese table tennis player Kodo Endo, who has arrived with a unique paddle that has spongier rubber that allows more topspin. Kodo Endo was played by and partially based on Kodo Kiwagachi, who is an actual deaf table tennis champion from Japan and had his acting debut in this movie. While in London, Marty meets the beautiful former actress Kay Stone, played by Gweynth Paltrow, and her extremely wealthy husband, Milton Rockwell, the guy who owns the Rockwell Pen Company, played by Mr. Wonderful Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank, starting a sexual relationship that's hot and cold for the rest of the movie, and an antagonistic relationship with Mr. Pen Guy, who becomes enraged when Marty makes a quip about his dead son while getting offended at Rockwell's offer for a staged match in Tokyo.
Oh, you're gonna like this. You know what they call their grip? The way they hold their rackets?
No.
They call it pen holder.
So what?
You can use that.
After that, Marty goes with Bela Kletsky and the Harlem Globetrotters on a world tour where they play table tennis tricks and stunts between basketball games.
Everybody's gotta learn sometime.
Marty returns home to face his uncle and his melodramatic mother, played by Fran Drescher, who want him to give up his dream of table tennis and get serious about selling shoes.
It's from an original Egyptian pyramid. Who built that?
Marty also finds out that Rachel be pregnant. Marty instead begins hustling, and the rest of the movie is mostly just Marty doing different kinds of hustles. including pocketing money from a sinister gangster played by Abel Ferrara, who gave him money to take his dog to a vet after Marty's hotel tub falls to the ceiling and crushes his arm, which Marty and his friend Wally, played by Tyler, the Creator, used to hustle a bunch of hicks at a bowling alley out of all their money in a ping pong game before being chased down and losing the dog after a gas station explodes. The various scams from there that Marty and a rotating cast, including Rachel, try to do include trying to sell a different dog to the criminal guy, trying to get the dog back from an enraged farmer played by Penn Jillette. Marty tries to sell Kay's jewels just to find out their costume jewelry.
The guy chokes me out, punches me in the back of the head, takes my money and run the fuck off. Caught up to the motherfucker, boy. I beat the brakes off that motherfucker, man.
Marty Supreme is based on the book The Money Player, The Confessions of America's Greatest Table Tennis Champion and Hustler by the famed table tennis champion and hustler, Marty Reisman. Reisman indeed was a traveling comedy act with Douglas Cartland and the Harlem Globetrotters, doing stunts like hitting ping pong balls with frying pans.
But youth tells in the end. The vigor of the teenaged New Yorker is the winning factor, and Marty Reisman is Britain's new table tennis champ.
In 1952, Reisman lost the world championship to the Japanese player Hiroshi Saito, who was an early adopter of the foam sponge paddle.
In Bombay, the 19th World Table Tennis Championships reached the final stage.
Nobody in the stadium watching the event, from the moment he unsheathed the racket from his case, realized Hiroshi Saito was about to revolutionize the game and for all time transform table tennis into a totally different sport. Sato walked out to the table to play against Richard Bergman, and I'll never forget he had a little case under his arm. Took out the case, unzipped it, and took out a racket that has about an inch of foam or a half inch of foam on either side. And he started to hit a few shots across the net, and we couldn't hear the ball. Nobody really understood what was happening, the amount of spin, because the ball reversed itself. It's a very complicated kind of thing. The response off the racket with the sponge is entirely different from the pimpled rubber.
It's a kind of catapult. Whatever effect you put on the ball, it comes back at you with twice the effect.
But Reisman did win 22 major titles, a British Open, 2 U.S. Opens, and became the oldest player at 67 to win an open national competition. The film is the first one that Josh Safdie has directed without co-directing with his brother Benny in a long time. Allegations have been flowing that the brothers' split happened because during the production for the Safdie brothers movie Good Time, an actor, Buddy Drescher, tried to sexually assault a minor who was playing a prostitute, and Josh Safdie allegedly kept the camera rolling. Multiple versions about who knew what about this incident. Josh Safdie has continued the tradition of finding non-actors to make appearances. Of course, Koto Kawaguchi, Tyler the Creator, Penn Jillette, and Kevin O'Leary, but also Ted Williams, the man with the golden voice, Barstool fan favorite Luke Manley as Marty's business partner Dion, and John Katsimatidis as Dion's dad, as well as Mitchell Wenig, but not his crazier brother this time after his brother acted up on the set of Uncut Gems.
I was Josh Safdie's muse when he wrote Uncut Gems.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like things like that.
With a budget of $60 to $70 million, depending on the source, Marty Supreme opened on Christmas Day to a $148 million box office. It's up for Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor for Timothée, Best Casting, Costume Design, Production Design, Editing, and Best Original Screenplay, which is weird because it's technically based on a book.
You think it's that simple? Yeah, I do. Let me explain to you. I was born in 1601. I'm the vampire. I've been around forever.
Before I introduce the panel, please like this video and subscribe to the Movie Night Extravaganza YouTube channel. Then hit that bell to get notified whenever we're streaming. Super chats are now open. If you have any pressing questions, send us a super chat, which helps me maintain the expenses for the show, which I'm obligated by the rules of the Geneva Convention to stop everything and ask the panel. Another way to help us out is to become a patron and give us money every month. In exchange, you get access to all of our after parties, bonus content, and we'll tell you even more movies we watched recently. Patreon.com/Movie Night Extra. We have a Movie Night Extravaganza Discord. There's an invite link in the episode description, and we have a Letterboxd HQ account. So those are 2 more places to follow along with us. Our show gets simulcast, or if we're not on at regular time, played later on this space. This Space is a working class independent media collective. YouTube.com/ThisSpaceTV. Subscribing really helps out, or even more, sharing content from This Space and encouraging others to do the same. By working together, we can break through the algorithm. Okay, let me introduce the illustrious panel. Conan Neutron is the co-host and senior producer for Movie Night Extravaganza, host of Protonic Reversal, an independent Film Critics of America film critic, and the frontman for the band Conan Neutron and the Secret Friends. Check out his music at neutronfriends.bandcamp.com. Kristina Oakes is a co-host of Movie Night Extravaganza, a streamer on Twitch, twitch.tv/cosmopolitics, a host at This Space, hosting Kristina's Corner, and is across social media at Cosmopolitics and on Letterboxd at Kristina. Forrest and Kristina have a second show, The Absurdity Space, live on This Space on Wednesdays at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific. Kayla is a YouTuber and makes video essays about pop culture on her channel, Kayla Says, including the popular How the Internet Fell Out of Love With series. She has 2 channels, youtube.com/Kayla Says and youtube.com/Kayla Says More. I, of course, am your host of the true inventor of ping pong balls with orange, Forrest Miller. This is the Marty Supreme Ball. It's not the Marty Normal Ball.
Exactly. How dare you? First of all, how dare you? Secondly, Kayla, welcome.
Hi, guys. I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah. I got the idea after watching your Timothee Chalamet video. I'm like, you know who would be perfect for this episode? Because you and I both agree that Timothée, he could be a bit of a try-hard when it comes to wanting to win the prestigious award. Like my main complaint with this is that it's like this is just going to be a career Oscar win for him at the age of 30. When I know he's done great performances before this movie, and even probably better performances after this movie. Like he's still young, he's still green.
He's still young, but he's embracing the dream big energy, and I'm excited to see if he pulls off this win. I also do want to say to your chat, I am a little sick, and I'm like consuming cough drops as this goes along here, so I'm able to like breathe and talk to you at all. So if you're like, why does she sound a little like a zombie with cotton balls in her mouth? That's why. But I'm trying my best.
You could just be a tertiary character in the movie, and it would be fine.
Yeah, exactly.
A couple weeks ago, like the night before we did an episode, I was outside shoveling because it was like that big snowstorm that like really piled up. And the next day I was like, oh no, I feel the cold entering my system right now.
Yeah, 'tis the season for sure.
It's interesting. This movie is so we're famously big Uncut Gems fans on this show. I liked Good Time. I did not like it nearly as much as Uncut Gems, but I didn't expect it to have like similar stressor energy. Stressor Supreme is my subtitle tonight. And it works. And especially with the main character being one of the most insufferable, manipulative jerks you'll ever meet in your entire life. Like, it's like, okay, like you got to have charisma to sell it. And it's just one of those things where it's like when people are like, yeah, I can't. I'm like, I get it. I totally get it. It is a lot, though. It is a lot of dudes rock.
Scheming, hustling.
It is a lot of... And he he does not let the gas off. He's just a little goblin the entire time, right? And respect, because he's very good at being said goblin. But it is also, like, I understand it's a good year for the acting categories, and... you have to kind of like go for that thing. I'm not a fan of the musical biopic in general, like as a form. I think it's pretty hacky. Complete Unknown is like one of the less odious ones of the bunch, but if he had won for Bob Dylan, I would have been pissed that year. Quite frankly.
Instead, we got Adrian Brody and poor Cillian Murphy. He's still standing on that stage because
he's still talking. He's still doing the speech. Timothée would have at least kept it succinct, one would hope. But I do agree that I think it's kind of they want to give him an Oscar, right? But it's also a great performance of a complete a-hole, like the worst dude you've ever met, who just is like absolutely gonna ruin your life in every way possible.
It makes you wonder if the real Marty was actually like that. My thing is they didn't show off like the flamboyant as much as I thought, like all the flamboyant, him putting on like an act, like all the crazy techniques and fun things he would do to make table tennis entertaining. Currently, I find that shit entertaining.
one of the most
exciting. The way it's shot, which I'm sure we'll get
Mm-hmm.
into, is exciting. Where it's like, I did not expect ping pong to be this thrilling, but here we are.
I mean, it works with curling because they scream very sexy stuff. So
yeah, well, I don't exactly know how this works, but the Harlem Globetrotter one that he did, which he did like basically a comedy act in between the like the real guy did a Harlem Globetrotter style
with like the circus
comedy
animals and the frying pans and all that. Yeah.
So the frying pans are a real thing, and they would use their feet somehow. They would use their feet to kick the thing up and then hit it with a frying pan. And I don't exactly know like the rhythm to it or whatever, because I think it was very choreographed, but like that was an actual thing. This guy started hustling this way at 15. He was 15 years old. He was at was at one of those. They show you like kind of I think it's Lawrence's is the place like that in New York City where it's like that's the real place where they had all the people doing like underground ping pong championships basically, and they were like kind of underground doing that whole thing. That guy started there at 15 and was hustling people out of so much money. Like he would do that same kind of hustle where he's like, oh, I'm kind of bad at this, so don't worry, and then he would you know. And then show his like power level and be like, just kidding, I'm great at this.
Which we're used to seeing, but not with ping pong. Like we've seen like Color of Money and so on, where it's like pool usually, you know.
Yeah. So I always think about the one Drake and Josh episode where they hustle at pool.
Yeah,
they hustle everybody at pool.
I've seen that. I was like, I'm like, man.
Well, but the thing is, you have to be like the thing that you don't think about with that, you have to be really good at it.
And also really good at making that you're bad at it.
Good enough to look like you're bad. Just like how we talked about with May December. Trust me, I'm going somewhere with this. Where Natalie Portman is a good actress playing a bad actress, trying to be a good actress, which is actually harder. And in that same way, when musicians are trying to play, it's hard to be a bad musician when you're a good musician, so on and so on. Also, this is the only time period where being a ping pong hustler would work.
Yeah,
because it's now a rec room thing, you know. It's like table tennis,
also,
right? You know, in
like,
America.
It was taken a lot less seriously before this year in 1952. That's the year that this really changed because this guy Hiroshi Saito, who actually was the worst. I mean, I don't know, like at least this is the way that it's portrayed now in like popular narratives. Worst table tennis player on the Japanese, like the Japanese star team or whatever. And he had that paddle. Because they put the sponge in the middle of the paddle, and he was able to go like this. No one had ever seen anything like that because the topspin, you can actually control where the ball goes. Yeah,
wouldn't that be considered like cheating too? Like I'm like, that's one thing that bugged me. I'm like, wait.
Everyone's monocle popped out when he did it. Like, oh, you know.
Like, wait a minute. Doesn't this not give him an
reacting
advantage?
too fast to like it fried their brains so much that they couldn't think like this is cheating.
Right.
Also, too, like with the music choices, like it feels like it's also very like reminiscent of like like the Cold War, like in the 70s and 80s too. I was like, wait a minute, this is the 1950s. This is not like 1984.
Well, from the beginning, right? The first song you hear as like a needle drop or whatever throughout it says "Forever Young," which is a song that fits with the time period of the 1950s because it's literally a song about the atom bomb getting dropped and everybody's forever young because they're frozen in time because they've all been killed pretty much. So it's like,
but no one listens to the lyrics that hard. So, Kayla, you want to jump in there and on any of that we're
I mean, if we guys
17 topics,
it's like ping pong. It's like ping pong in real life.
It is like this show is like ping pong. You're right.
No, I mean, this was one of my favorites of the year. And I also, Uncut Gems is one of my favorite films as well. I like Good Time a lot too. I don't love it as much as Uncut Gems. And so I just really
I knew we'd like you.
Yeah, I have always really gravitated toward, and I know it's unfortunate because the Safdie name has been a bit tarnished in recent weeks, but I've always gravitated toward their style of filmmaking, and so I was really excited to see this, and it ended up being one of my favorites of the year. I love that all of Josh Safdie's films, I guess, are just about like the worst guy going through a series of hijinks.
Thus far, it seems to be the case, right? I mean, like 3 for 3.
Yeah, you'd think that would get tiring after a while. Like you'd think that just kind of watching 2 hours of like the worst person you've ever seen in your life try to win and then in many ways fail at winning. Like you'd think that would get tiring after a while, but I just eat it up. I love it. I love this movie. I was on the edge of my seat.
it's always like a Jewish guy that feels like it could be a relative, like despite me not being Jewish, but like being from New York, like it feels like someone of like somebody I know, like a cousin or something, has a friend that like every one of his movies centers around someone that like feels that the world feels so lived in that you're like, oh, I could see like someone
like,
I'm
this is my cousin's sister's daughter's friend's son, by the way.
What does that make us? Absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
But
I thought that as soon as she said it.
But it's also, I think, the Safdies, and I guess we have to speak of them separately now, they do a really good job of bringing in incredible people to be characters, even if they're not traditionally known as character actors. You mentioned Forrest,
and Kevin O'Leary.
you mentioned for some of the people returning from Uncut Gems were just like, no, that's just a guy. He's just like a guy that's in like, you know, the jewelry district that like just is around, and they brought and like he's in as like one of the sidekicks of Abel Ferrara. Amazing, because if you're a big of a film nerd as Josh Safdie is, and he definitely is. I listened to his episode of The Movies That Made Me with our friend Josh Olson, who was just on a few episodes ago, and like these guys love movies. And he was like speaking very eloquently about a lot of them, and it's like, well, you can tell. But to get Abel Ferrara, which for the younger folks don't know, a like pretty quintessentially New York director, like especially in like that late 70s.
I
like,
love
mid-80s
that
era.
lieutenant.
Yeah, I mean, like, and he's like legit scary, like frightening in this role. And he's like not even traditionally an actor.
Well, in his later
but to have
years,
that eye, to have that eye for like knowing who would fit well in the vision, right?
He's kind of done like the Cronenberg, where it's someone that was known as this director, like this larger life director, and then in his later years, he's like been cast in like a few things. Like it hasn't been anything to this level, but it's like, you know, a lot of people have been like, you know, Abel Ferrara is like a perfect like that kind of face, which he was also like, he was one of those filmmakers that came out of like the Michael Mann school, and we just talked about Thief,
which we just talked about Thief. He has presence too, like Michael Mann too, and that helps for character. And like it's the same way. Cronenberg's a great example, because I think of like a movie like Nightbreed, which is, you know, quintessentially a 3.5 star movie, but like Cronenberg's like he's the bad guy in that, and he's so over the top, like, and it's like could be more campy, but it's like, no, this guy's pretty terrifying actually, like, and Abel Ferrara's got that same energy, but the thing is, it's not just like there's one of those kinds of things. There's like 20 of those kinds of things in this movie.
Yeah,
right?
One of my favorite castings in this film is we said in the trailer Dion. I forget so he is kind of
Luke,
like
I think it's Luke Whelan or something.
Yeah, Luke Whelan. So it's funny because Josh Safdie always has these weird, like, as a New Yorker, like love letters to like New York culture, and especially like sports and basketball culture. And so that guy is from this video from Side Talk, which they do like street reports outside of Madison Square Garden during Knicks games. And that guy who plays Dion went viral for looking into the camera and going after the Knicks beat Atlanta, going, Trae Young looks like my dad's dick. And Josh Safdie cast him based on that moment, and I think that's amazing. I love that.
He's obviously like he's like a very big guy, and because of that, watching Knicks games, because this guy would be at all the like he loves the Knicks, so he would be at all their games, and it's just impossible to miss him when they take like shots of like, you know, the crowd or something.
Right. He's gonna stand out.
Like even before he was anybody famous, he was just there. So there's all these people that have gone back and like they're like, oh no, there he is at the Knicks game. There he is at the Knicks game. He's like Spike Lee, but not sitting courtside.
And that goes back to, we were having the larger discussion about the casting category and what that means, being like the first time this year that it's being put. Is it like, do you reward someone that has folks like blend in, that are just like more naturalistic, like in The Secret Agent, which we're going to cover in a couple episodes, or is it like Leo meme, you know, over and over again? Oh, it's that guy. Oh, it's her.
It's like like the Oppenheimer. Oh my God! Imagine if they had the best casting during the Barbenheimer Oscar season. Oh my God!
That would have been a stone cold game. But like also, even like with Penn Jillette, which by the way, when I saw in the theater, I was like, Oh,
yeah, I was like,
that
I
was
know
Ben
that.
Gillette.
I know that guy. I was like, I know where. In my head just wasn't.
Because if he
Yeah.
doesn't look like how he does as Penn and Teller, obviously.
Yeah.
But like he sounds the same. But I was so kind of like, well, what's this farmer up to? You know, I wasn't even thinking about. And I was like, oh,
no,
snap,
I was like,
Ben
where the
Gillette.
fuck do I? I was like, where do I know this guy from? And he opens his mouth, and I was like, oh, it's Ben Gillette. Like,
But it could be
the
so
other- yeah.
interesting. So the casting award for this, like this is interesting that it's a balance beam, right? Because they call it stunt casting sometimes, where you're just like getting like recognizable faces that be put in there. But that's kind of like they're sub-recognizable. Like there's something familiar about them, but it's in a way that like works for the movie because unless you're like a super fan of like the person's thing, you're not going to be looking for them. They just have this energy about them that is going to like work for like a fast-paced narrative like this.
Mm-hmm.
And also Gwyneth Paltrow.
And also Gwyneth Paltrow.
and like the
Who's
200
good?
pounds
She's
of
good
cheek.
in this. She's good in
She
this.
is good in this.
Credit where credit's due.
She's had so much cheek filler by this point. It's crazy.
Yeah.
In some of the
But
scenes, because she'll do like
yeah.
a silhouette shot. But there's also the guy.
She can act.
who
She's
I-
good in sliding doors. That's like an indie movie from the
I
90s.
still
It's
don't
really
think
fucking
she should have won for Shakespeare in Love, but that's for another episode.
good. Exactly.
But like
Don't
it's
disagree.
crazy though. Also,
I
we
saw her on
obviously talked
Glee
about
concert.
one battle after another, and we talked about the casting of Danvers actually being that guy James Ratterman, who's an actual Homeland Security investigator. This movie kind of does the same thing, where it's
Cop
somebody,
eyes.
it's somebody not just with Kevin O'Leary, obviously, who's already like a dick, but like there's some intrinsic evil to the guy. He's Dion's dad in this.
John
They're pitching the
Castamatidis,
pink-
yeah.
who
John
runs the Gristedes grocery chain, and also the incredibly far right radio station WABC 77, which is the one that Cuomo just got hired by. He hired Cuomo like a week ago. So they actually, the most awkward thing in the world, they had Kathy Hochul and Zoran go to the premiere of Marty Supreme, invited by that guy to mend fences with them after like the most contentious election that they've had in New York City in a long time.
Yeah, Castamatidis has just been terrorizing the city of New York, especially since
Yeah.
since Mamdani got elected and has been yelling about how he's going to take Gristedes out of New York. And it's like, no, you're not, dude. No, you're not.
Yeah.
But, he was good in this movie. He was fine.
Yeah.
Good job.
Well,
they
you
got him for something that he's used to saying no to people who want to give him money, and he's used to business ventures that are like unorthodox. So it works in both those capacities. The same way I think it really, really works that they have an actual Homeland Security investigator in One Battle After Another. Even though I'm like, oh no, this is intrinsically evil that you have this in this movie.
Evil.
But that's kind of what I'm saying about the casting for this. Like, this is a good case study for it because it's like, I don't know who that guy is. How would I know who that guy is? Like, I'm not a New York person, but like, he seems like the correct person to be doing that. And there's one of two ways to do that. You could be like a trained, thespian that is deeply able to like go into the place to like become the person, or just get someone that's that person. Right.
Who is that person? Yeah, and that's how do you feel about the Mr. Wonderful of it all? How do you feel?
So I feel fine about it because I've never seen that show.
Really? You never
Yeah.
seen Shark Tank?
Yeah, that's and I'm a wild outlier in that, and I realized that. But yeah, I was not familiar. I was like, who's this guy? And everyone's like, Mr. Wonderful, and they're all and I'm like, okay.
Which is it's honestly it's very funny that a person that like just horrid as a human being has permanently tagged themselves with the name Mr. Wonderful, and somehow that's what we call
Mr.
like that's
Awful?
still
It's like Reed Richards calling himself Mr. Fantastic instead of like a rubber band man, like Mr. Fantastic. You clearly named yourself. Okay.
Yeah.
But I don't know. There's something charming about, and like I think that this might get. There's a few things in this that might get old fast with people's like Timothee Chalamet's method acting techniques, right? Like the whole thing about like, oh well, he fucked up. He purposely had things that fucked up his eyes, and then added a layer of glasses on top of that. And it's like that's something that I feel like at some point it's gonna be like, oh man, we've had enough of that. But like I don't know. There's something like there's something charming.
Like Jared Leto.
I was just gonna say Jared Leto.
Timothy. I am friends with your mother on Facebook. I will tell Nicole personally. Stop it.
Is that the kind of stuff you mean by try hard? Because like I see that is to me that is it. It's like, oh my god, why don't you just try acting? Come on. Like,
And also
there's
you don't hear it enough from like women. Like and Kristen Stewart mentioned, about the men talk about method acting, and then it's like with women, it's like, well, what do women do to get? I'm like, there's a lot of shit that women do.
Well, that's
but they
what
don't
that's
talk
what the
about it.
Gwyneth Paltrow was supposed to be making fun of that. with her entire character was supposed to be making fun of the concept of method acting, while Josh Safdie was forcing. I mean, because he did a lot of the stuff where he was pushing Timothee Chalamet further and further. Like when you actually listen to them talk about it, it's like a lot of the stuff was his idea, and Timothee Chalamet, like the eye thing, got like put at Timothee Chalamet's feet. But it's like, no, it's Josh Safdie sent him to an optometrist to fuck up his eyes with contacts and then put glasses on top of it. And it's like, no, that's like a Safdie thing. That's not.
Yeah.
But I do appreciate it's almost kind of charming that like he refused to get a butt double. So the Kevin O'Leary scene where he's spanking him with a paddle, it's like that's that's his actual ass getting hit.
Yeah, there's not a stunt ass involved.
Real ass, real cheeks.
Which you don't you don't think about like until something like this happens. You don't think about the fact that like when an actor gets spanked, it's a stunt ass, right? Like that's not something that like pops the first thing into your head until they're like, oh no, I didn't use a stunt double for my ass, and then you're like, oh, I've never thought about you having to use that before, but like now it's kind of crazy.
That's American.
I can't stop thinking about it. Yeah. Well, anyway, I think we're gonna start getting with the plot summary. Kayla, anything you want to chime in on this ping pong game of an episode before we start doing that?
No, let's get started.
All right, let's hit it.
All right. So in 1952, New York City, Marty Mauser works as a shoe salesman at his Uncle Murray's shop while also competing professionally as a table tennis player. Marty dreams of winning the British Open. I keep thinking of golf. They got the British Open.
That's what I think of it, yeah.
The defending champion Bela Klitsky to bring the American attention to the sport. He also pitches selling orange novelty table tennis balls bearing his name to his friend Dion and Dion's businessman father, and is having an affair with his married childhood friend Rachel Melzer. Actually, didn't know that was her last name. Marty demands $700 for his London trip, but Murray refuses. Slave labor, by the way. Murray's trying to get his nephew doing slave labor. Citing concern for Marty's mother and wanting him to keep his job. After hours, Marty robs the shop's vault by threatening his coworker Lloyd at gunpoint. I want to say the
baby.
Well, the guy that plays Lloyd, that is such a great find for like a character actor. That guy's face is just like unique, but also in this like incredibly pathetic way. And like you really like when he has the gun pointed at him, like you really feel this like I don't know, energy out of the scene where it's like there's this disdain, but also like I don't know what the fuck this kid's gonna do.
Right.
Yeah.
Very, very, very unpredictable. By the way, the usage of the word demands in there, very accurate. It is very much a demand. There's a lot of demanding going on by this kid. Everywhere.
Yeah. Like, what? Come on, you haven't earned it yet.
Just like
yeah. What's funny too, though, is that I mean, I do appreciate that he's trying to trying to bring like a very niche sport to like something that's very popular in different parts of the world that's popular to the U.S. That's how I feel about when I watch Americans in the Winter Olympics playing curling. I'm like, what school do you go to where they have curling as an option for a gym class? Because I would have attended.
Yeah, they just all saw Cool Runnings and decided to put that as an elective.
Yeah,
Cool Runnings.
We're the Jamaican bobsled team.
I just watched Cool Runnings. Me and my fiance just watched
Really?
it. Love that movie.
Did it hold up?
I heard that.
I haven't seen it in years.
They're either remaking it or doing a sequel.
Yeah.
Really?
I think they said that.
I think it's a product of its time, but it's fun. It's a fun.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what product.
It's also
of
without
its
John
time.
Candy. Like John Candy was such a good.
Yeah.
In London, Marty, unhappy with the players' barracks, instead stays at the Ritz Hotel, where he seduces former actress Kay Stone and meets her wealthy husband, pen magnate Milton Rockwell. Great pen magnate name, by the way. Marty defeats Kletsky in the semifinals, but loses to Kodo Endo, a deaf Japanese player using a sponge racket. I did not know that this was like such a big, because I obviously think of those rackets as like the ping pong racket.
I did not. Yeah. I did not catch that at all the first time. By the way, like I was like, oh, okay. I didn't like understand.
Like, what's the
distinction,
controversy
the
here?
difference. I didn't. There's nothing about.
I thought it was the shape of the they made it so it was like the shape of the racket looked a little bit different.
Yeah.
So I was like, is it the shape? Is it a shape thing? Is it a size thing? I don't know. Is it girth to the racket? Rockwell offers Marty an exhibition match against Endo in Tokyo before the World Championships, but Marty declines upon learning he would be expected to throw the match to appease Japanese audiences who killed Rockwell's son, but they got money, so they got yen.
Well, and it's important to note too, and something you were saying earlier, and I forgot to mention it with the music, is that the time period from when the music that's 80s pop predominantly in this, and the time of the movie is about the same time between those dates as it is from now to when that music was set. So it's if you were to look at it, it would be like that would be in the midpoint of there. And I wonder if that was thought about and intentional or just kind of happened to work out that way.
No, I think it was because I watched Sean Baker, and you guys should watch it just to watch it before, because I sent it to the Instagram chat that we had. But there's this video where it's an hour of Sean Baker in conversation with Josh Safdie. And they're just bouncing off each other. Like, it literally is like a ping pong game.
Ironically, I couldn't listen to it because I was listening to Josh Safdie talk to Josh Olson. Kayla, do you want to jump in on the music thing there?
Yeah, I mean, this has some great needle drops. I love that it ends on "Everybody Wants to Rule the World." Love that. Great moment. And I also think, it's kind of interesting because, like, people pointed out that this is supposed to, like, obviously 50s, but not all of it, like, is so closely aligned. Like, there's some slang that they use that's not synonymous with the 50s. There's music that they use that's not entirely synonymous with it. But it still kind of, like, adds to the overall vibe, I think. And I really like the music choices here. And I think it's kind of like a weird, like, almost uncanny kind of vibe that they go for, but I think it works.
Yeah. Kind of reminds me of like Legion, like, you know, you don't know it's like a 60s futuristic thing. There's music from all these different eras, and it's like they have where the new Fantastic Four, like what universe it is. I'm like, yeah, but I like to think that Legion is also in that same universe.
Okay, sure.
Because of the aesthetics and technology.
Well, and it's kind of out of time as well. Like, it's of a time and like out of time. And I think and some people got mad about it too. But, that's not 1950s.
But that seems like something that's designed to piss people on Reddit off.
Have you seen a movie before, first of all? But then secondly, shut up.
I could just see the Neil deGrasse Tyson. Actually, the music from this was actually from.
Why don't you blog about it, right? I mean, come on, what are you doing there?
I do want to say it isn't all like I noticed this yesterday when we rewatched it in Discord. Which plugging the Discord, we do watch the movies ahead of time, you know.
We do.
In there. You know, at least the Oscar ones. But there's a Fats Domino track. The one time the music really is era appropriate. Right. It drops when he's in the car with Tyler the Creator, and they're celebrating the fact they just won all this money. There's Fats Domino starts playing, and they both inherently know the words to it. Like, it's in movie.
It's what they call diegetic.
Diegetic, yeah.
Yes. At least they're not walking to New Orleans.
No,
at least you're not in my Orange Heaven, the remix with the orange pink pong.
Sure. Yeah, and it's interesting because the song choices are clearly very well thought out, and I think they are very effective. And there is a school of thought that says, like, oh, you shouldn't use music if it, you know, is after when the time period is. But I mean, I don't know. I think that's very restrictive.
Yeah.
And I also think that when Josh Safdie and filmmakers like him are making movies, it's informed from things like Scorsese. It's informed from you know, all of these filmmakers that are quintessentially music forward. Think about the Stones and Scorsese. Right, it's like, those two are like
think about the Stones and Scorsese.
Do you know how many times they parody the scenes in Goodfellas in like TV shows, and they use, you know, "Give Me Shelter" to represent like, oh, this is definitely like a rip of Goodfellas, you know.
But the important thing to remember, it kicks ass. It's really good, and it works for the movie. So if it works for the movie, like, who cares? But I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm the first one. I always point out when it's like, oh my God, why use that overused thing? Why not use something else? But I mean, I think that it's an aesthetic choice, and I think it works really well. I mean,
the other thing that I would point out after hearing Josh Safdie's reasoning behind some of the stuff, he had this deep connection to Lawrence's. I'm pretty sure it's the name of the place, like the underground ping pong place. His uncle was actually a ping pong player that would go there all the time and actually compete with, you know. So he would have been one of the people that are just kind of hanging around when, you know, the Marty Mauser / Marty Reisman character is there. So he's kind of looking into his own
because they've been kicking this around for this script had been kicking around for a long time, and I was like,
6 years.
Why ping pong? Like, it's definitely like something I was like, why was that the one?
Why not curling, right? I know, Conan. Hurry hard.
Exactly.
Harder, faster, stronger, better.
So he said the reason that it's ping pong is also that he never considers, you know, disrespectfully, I guess, he never considers ping pong a sport, right? Like, he loves
right. So it's the idea but this is the moment if it was going to break hard and big in the U.S., it would have been at this time where someone that is their craft, that is their art, that is the thing that they have dedicated their life to. It's still going to be endlessly mocked and still going to be, people aren't going to take it seriously, but you can kind of believe it, especially if the person's actually good at it, because it's this like moment in time where like, well, it could be. I mean, look, pickleball, right? I mean, who thought that was going to be big? Not me. I was like, there's no way that pickleball.
This is so embarrassing. When I was in,
they can still get out of here.
Disco frisbee or whatever the hell they call it.
When I was in high school, we had pickleball in gym class like constantly, and I just assumed it was like something someone at like the high school came up
just
with.
made up. It sounds like something. It's like Calvin ball, right? Like pickleball. Haha, that's funny.
Well,
you have to eat a pickle at the end of it. Yeah.
I mean, look at the freaking like this is why I prefer the winter over the Summer Olympics. But the Summer Olympics is like anything could be a sport, like twitching your fingers and stuff. I'm like, really? like there's a whole.
Well, it gets into the.
I'm the gold medalist at that when it's cold outside.
Yeah, there's
the track and field ones especially.
Yeah, I thought I think the Daily Show or someone did like a segment about like all these like they tried it like they do all these things where they try to get awareness of these sports to try to get them in Olympics. I'm like, at least with the Winter Olympics, there's no stupid shit because it has to be winter, it has to be cold, it has to involve snow and ice.
Well, how many different height jumps are there in like track and field events? It's like, oh, I could jump this amount, I could jump this amount, I could jump this amount. It's like I could do the pole vault, I could do the discus, and it was like,
and that's why Marty has to make it. That's why.
But those go back to
interesting. He made it
interesting.
Back to ancient Greece. Yeah.
What else did they have? They didn't have ice skates. They were like, all right, can you jump that high?
But I'm saying but I'm saying
right.
it's funny that even those things, right?
Here's your medal.
I think that's the original like thing where it's like like the jumps or something. It's like, well, anything could be a sport if a jump could be a sport, like. But jumping back, speaking of jumping.
Well, hold on, Kayla. Did you have something for that? I want to make sure.
No, I'm good. You keep going. Going. Yeah.
Ancient Greece, jumping, ping pong. All right, here we go.
Just jumping back into the summer.
It's like Mr. Toad's Wild Ride on this show.
Yeah. Love it.
Rockwell offers Marty an exhibition match against Endo in Tokyo before the World Championships, but Marty declines upon learning he would be expected to throw the match to appease Japanese audiences. Which he could have just said, right? Like he could have just said, like, "Oh no, thank you," but instead he burns the bridge, which is like I feel like that's the Marty thing
because that's the kind of guy. Yeah, that's the kind of guy he is.
That's the kind of guy I am. I'm Marty. What do you want from me?
It's in his nature, right? It's like he has that nature of just he's an absolutist, and that's going to count on both sides.
And just basically like self-sabotage. It's like he's because later on he's like, I'm not the type of person to ask for help or blah 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 blah. I'm like, bitch, you've been doing that the whole time.
Yeah, but that's like, but you that's the moment I think that Kay sees herself in him, right? Where it's like, oh, she would have never admitted that she asked for help either, and then that's why she's like, all right, I'll give you whatever you want. What do you want? Or maybe I don't know. Maybe Dick was just so good. Who knows? But
Sidebar. Odessa Zion, really good in this. I like the Rachel Sennott show quite a bit as well, and so I knew her from that, which is a very different character. But and also absolutely nuts to see her and Mikey Madison like did pictures together. It's like, oh yeah, they do look quite alike.
I mean, my thing is she
played
very,
her,
she looked very like she's doing that whole thing where she's like, I'm gonna have a kind of I could change my name a little bit, kind of be like racially ambiguous and get like a fake tan and some lip filler and wear a black wig and. Then that's like the thing she's doing.
There's also but there's
I don't know
also
if that's
like,
an exact quote or anything, but yeah, sure.
Yo, I got this wig and I got this tanner.
You got a little
here's the thing where it's like
she got cast as a Latina.
Yeah, and she was like, I didn't know.
Yeah. And she's like, I didn't know that the character was Latina, and she like dropped out. But yeah,
that's hilarious.
I think that there's also like. It's like a win. It's like a lose-lose situation for somebody like her because if she leans too much into the fact that her mom obviously is like a famous actress, and like a famous comedian and writer.
I loved her.
Who didn't cast her, by the way, who didn't cast her daughters in the show about her daughters. So it's like, how big of a leg up did your mom really give you? But I think that there's like we look down on those kinds of people. We call them nepo babies or whatever. Like I'm kind of over nepo baby discourse because I'm like this is boring at this point. But like but then they try to do something radically different to like make it so that like I don't look anything like my mom. I have a whole different like skin tone and hair shape and everything. And it's like then they get shit on for that. And it's like I don't know.
Yeah, she almost.
I just want the acting to be good.
Her look is almost like Greek now. Of like, okay, I didn't expect that, but okay, I'm not mad at it. And when it works, I was gonna say it works for the Rachel Sennett show because he just is meant to be. It's like Entourage, but for influencers. It's nothing like Girls, frankly.
Well, I mean,
but like, I mean that as a compliment. The fact that it's so low stakes of just like, what am I watching? Like, what are they? But it's like it works. It's fun. She's good. You buy the fact that like this is someone that like people want to give products to. You know, it works. It works.
Yeah, it's like watching like people like get all excited. Ariana Grande dyed her hair dark brown again, is putting on the fake tanner again because they thought Glinda ruined her, and I'm like, guys, chill out. It's fine. Black Iana's coming back to us.
She spent too much time in that gay ass bubble and it destroyed her tan.
Yeah.
Rockwell tells Marty.
Kayla has no frame of reference for that, but I think it still works. But
it's all good.
Hey, she's done videos on Wicked. It's fine.
It's all good.
Here comes Glenda in her gay ass bubble. It was a Letterboxd one-liner. So.
Love.
Yeah, it's the greatest Letterboxd one-liner.
It's one of my favorite ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rockwell tells Marty that he's already a vaudeville performer since he's touring internationally with Kletsky as a novelty act for the Harlem Globetrotters. Several of those Globetrotters are like well-known NBA players. They were auditioning them for a while.
Yeah.
So it's like those guys are more.
They tour. Yeah. They still tour today because I mean like it's been like a it's kind of like the banana that the Atlanta bananas like the
Savannah
like,
bananas.
they do like all the entertaining, singing, dancing while playing baseball. Like I like those things because it's just it makes the sport fun. As someone who doesn't do sports, I'm like, cool. I want to be entertained. What is baseball again?
Who's the what's the team that always is up against them? Is it the Washington Nationals? Is that right? Or Washington Generals? Sorry, where it's like they just their job every night is to lose to the Harlem Globetrotters and have them like just do antics on them.
I've seen the Harlem Globetrotters because they do that their thing. They also were featured like on a lot of shows because they really got big in like the 70s for some reason because they were on like a lot of like cartoon shows and stuff like that. So
that is true. They had a cartoon. Harlem Globetrotters had a cartoon, and it's funny because what wasn't mentioned in the plot summary, like Marty Mauser has like extreme contempt for that, and for someone that would. Like go do that, even as like, look, his buddy is like, we're just making a buck, it's okay, we're making a living at doing what we love, and he's like pissed at it. He's pissed at the idea of it, like, because that's how much of a grindset sort of guy he is. That it has to be not just his chosen methodology of craft; it has to be in only a specific way. Like he only looks as like a means to an end for the time being. So. I think that's interesting in terms of the character's motivation. So,
yeah.
Thank you. Anyway, moving on.
Back in New York, Marty is arrested for stealing from Mary, but escapes. He reconnects with Rachel, who is pregnant, and claims the baby is his. I would have gotten a paternity test for that shit. While staying in a rundown hotel with his friend Wally, a taxi driver.
Wally. Entirely different.
Marty discovers. Come on, Wally, we're going out to hustle. Wall.
Stupid.
Out there is a world outside of Yonkers.
I will say it's probably real easy for Wally if Wally had gotten his taxi robbed, like the Wally, because those guys they can't even walk. They're like on there.
Yeah, exactly. The little hovercraft barca loungers. Barca loungers, thank you. Yeah.
So while staying in a rundown hotel with his friend Wally, a taxi driver, Marty discovers he has been banned from the World Championship unless he pays a $1,500 fine to the internet. I wonder how much that is today. For the International Table Tennis Association for fraudulently expensing his Ritz stay. Marty's bathtub collapses to the floor, injuring mobster Ezra Mishkin. I thought Rachel's name was Mishkin too. I think who pays Marty to take his dog Moses to a veterinarian. Marty instead hustles patrons in New Jersey bowling alley with Wally to raise the money. The bowlers later attack them at a gas station. But, yeah,
this is too much plot. That's too much plot to summarize. First of all,
what is this, a Fellini movie?
The bathtub like falling through.
I was like, oh my god, the dog! Please don't kill the dog.
Good. That's like one of my favorite scenes of the movie is the bathtub scene because it's just like so fucking like batshit. Loved it. So
because
good.
you don't expect it because they're just having a conversation and then he's just like naturally like being like the chaos goblin. He is like I don't care what he says. I'm gonna take it anyway. And then just crack and you're like oh, and then like the first thing I thought of was like oh no that dog and like oh yeah and the guy too,
me too.
I guess.
I was really worried about the guy.
For the adjusted to inflation from like 1952, it would be like between like 18,000 to 20,000.
So this is a fine that he invoked. Okay.
Yeah.
That is not a $1,500 fine. That is like a mortgage on a.
So there was a David Cross TV show from Mr. Show called The Increasingly Poor Decisions of Todd Margaret. So I started my Letterboxd review with The Increasingly Poor Decisions of Marty Mauser because this is one of many examples of like he could have just taken it easy, addressed the problem at hand, and every moment in time he's hustling, he's making things worse, he's taking advantage of people, like he's always on the grind, always, constantly. And it's I get it when people are like, I'm out. I can't stand like 2.5 hours of that. I'm like, well, tough because that's what this film is.
I can't stand to see a good man down. No, there's
there's some bad decisions here that pay dividends of pain later on.
I don't know. Sure. I don't know if you guys have the same thing in moments like this, and in Uncut Gems too, where there's these moments that lull you into feeling like oh well I'm back in the action right now, like but it's not gonna be something crazy, right? So it's just like Marty and Tyler the Creator going back and forth, and it's kind of funny, and you're like lulled into feeling like all right, maybe things are like slowly gonna get back on track. He's taking a shower or whatever, and you almost like after that happens, you almost like have a feeling of self-loathing for letting yourself get lulled into that feeling for that second. Yeah, so like come on, I should know not to expect it.
The rug's gonna get pulled out from under you at any given moment. Yeah, and so then that's what happens, and then the dog gets involved, and like anytime you're like, all right, now the pet's with him, so it's like, okay, this is not gonna go well. Like what do we? And then he's like, he doesn't even take him to the hospital. He's like, no, we'll take him with to go hustle these guys. Okay, that's a
he feeds the dog. The first thing you see, he feeds the dog bourbon and ice cream to get the dog to calm down.
I forgot about that.
I don't think that's what that they do at the vet.
Yeah. Look,
although maybe
it was different times. Okay.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe in 1952 New York City, because that is what they used to do for like teething babies or whatever.
It kind of reminds me of the scene in Meet the Fockers where Greg is watching over little Jack and he finds and he's got the rum bottle glue because he's messing with the glue, and because Barbara Streisand says
he's
probably. It's so good. It's like it's probably teased. I'll put a little rum in his milk or whatever in his bottle because that's what I think people still do that. And I'm like, they say it's good to drink a little bit of wine when you're
grandmas
pregnant.
and grandpas definitely do. I don't know about
they probably put a lot more though.
It's funny that actual health experts keep being like, it's hilarious that actual health experts keep being like, no, there isn't a health benefit to a little bit of wine. Like you should not drink any alcohol. Like
and then some listicle come out and be like, actually, there's 10 reasons why it is good for you. And it's like
drink 1 glass of wine a day to prevent heart attacks. Like okay,
and
cool.
It's like and then underneath it's like actually scientists have discovered that you're actually more likely to have heart attacks if you drink every day.
It's like a 6-point type disclaimer at the very bottom. Like but there's like 3 ads that are running over it so you can't see it.
But don't give your dogs rum or ice cream is what we're saying, guys.
Definitely don't.
So the dog's attached, right? And like then they go and they're gonna go do some hustling. And it's funny because then I didn't know that, speaking of stunt casting, that the guy is Ethan Hawke and Uma Thurman's kid, which is like once you see it, you're like,
bunch of those guys,
of course.
Yeah. So there's a bunch of those guys. And they're all kind of familiar character actors, but the blonde guy with the narrow face it's the first one that gives Wally his money back. That he's like, not everyone is as nice as this guy. Which these are like, I love the subversion of like. These are, I mean, it's supposed to be New Jersey, so it's like, all right, well, but they're like supposed to be like these like hicks, like these backwater hicks, and they're like, we've driven out far enough, we're in New Jersey now, like everyone here is like the 3-eyed,
it's a real New Yorker's idea of what the backwoods area would be like. That's New Jersey. It's not the backwoods.
It's the
it's literally the the episode of SpongeBob where he takes the bus too far, and it's like all the fish have like these strange like lights and like extra eyes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's what everybody in New Jersey looks like in this movie. But they're like the nicest people, like because this is 1952, and you think, I mean, later it gets a little racist, but you think that like these would be like the most racist people, and like they're actually helping Wally's character as they're hustling him out of money. It's like they're like, hey buddy, like maybe put that money away, like you don't have to do this, like we understand this is hard, like so you can feel the sympathy for these characters that like,
they're not
Wally
outright rubes or outright villains.
Yeah, even I'm like, wait a minute, this is 1952, man. Even though this is the North,
but it's kind of like, it seems like a hip crowd, right? A hip crowd in whatever part of Jersey.
Yeah, they probably would have definitely like been like allies during going down south and murdering the KKK or something like that. Cool.
Well, but then they find out that they've been robbing them the whole time, and immediately the guy drops the N-word, and it's like, okay, that's more of what I expect.
That's more, yeah, exactly. I'm like, that's more like it.
That tracks. Yeah.
But yeah, so the bowlers later attacked them at a gas station, but Marty and Wally escape, damaging the taxi and setting the station on fire. Moses runs away during the scuffle.
This has to be a movie that is bottled stress the entire time. That has to be the one that got me the most, because it's like, oh no, stop, and then the dog runs away, and like then everything's on fire.
The dog's on fire. I was like, oh my god, no, don't be. Am I gonna do? I was like, is this dog died website? What? And then it's like he's just in the smoke running off, and I'm like, oh thank god.
It's like the moment in the movie that like the Sorcerer's Apprentice, like where all the brooms are like, there's too many brooms, start overtaking everything. That's what that scene is for this movie. It's just like,
it's one of the few moments where Marty like actually loses his cool as you see the dog run through the fire, and he's like, oh, and he actually does like the like, oh fuck, like what did we just do kind of thing. But then at that point, Wally's like, I got kids and I got this taxi. We're out of here. We're booking it. We're not going back for that dog. So it's like an inversion of, because the entire time Wally's been the one that seems like he cares about the dog's like safety more than Marty does. But it's like the second the shit hits the fan, it's like Marty's like, oh, what did I do to the dog? Wally's like, dude, I got kids.
He's like, fuck that dog.
I love the
this
line.
Gas station's gonna explode, but sure. Yeah.
I love the line where he goes, I got kids. But Kristina, I'm flipping it off to you. Not flipping off, but flipping off the
Wow, okay.
That's contentious. Okay.
Yes. So Rockwell returns to New York, having financed a play to relaunch Kay's career. After having sex with Kay, Marty steals her necklace, but after an attempt to fall in it, he learns that his costume jewelry. That bit was funny.
Amazing sequence. Yeah.
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 Big fuckboy energy.
You think he's finally gonna? Oh nope. So.
He's on the phone with the guy while the guy is snaking the drain. So he has like the hotel worker snaking the drain as he's on the phone with somebody else. And then he goes, I got it. And then you hear Marty go like,
yeah.
Like that.
He doesn't miss a beat on it. It's great. He's got the hotel guy working. He's like got his whole plan. His day planned out. Yeah, it's real Kato Kalin energy. Thank you. Kato Kalin, everybody.
Rachel comes to Marty with a black eye, claiming her husband Ira has beaten her, prompting Marty to assault him. Honestly, that's probably the only good thing he did in this entire movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go,
I mean, the guy still is like he still is like an abusive piece of shit.
Yeah, I mean, if you're married to a guy with a big mole on your face, turns out it's not going to be good. It's not going to be good.
That guy is great at like, I feel like a lot of movies have like that the abusive husband like lout character. That guy is a great like body type and face just to be like somebody's lout husband. That's like
yeah.
It's like constantly his boxers and a wife beater and home. Like, where the fuck were you?
yeah, exactly.
So Marty and Rachel stay with Dion, who reveals he had produced the novelty balls, but Marty failed to follow up. It's like he's the maker of his own like he's his own worst enemy, you know.
Purgatory? I don't know. It's not quite hell.
What is this? The result of the consequences of my own actions?
Yeah.
No surprise to me. I am my own worst enemy.
and of course, what's the big innovation? The balls are orange.
Beer pong players love that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So Marty and Rachel steal Dion's car and attempt to find Moses to extort money from Michigan, but flee after being shot by a farmer who has taken Moses in. Again, why is that dude obsessed with the dog?
Who being shot at by Penn Jillette?
Yeah. I remember that. I was like, wait.
That's the only one I felt bad at myself for not recognizing. Because if you're only looking, I think it makes more sense. But if you listen, it's like, oh no, that's he didn't change his voice. It just changes.
It's the Penn Jillette voice. He's lost a lot of weight, but that has nothing to do with this. I think he's just lost that weight because of Ozempic.
He's on the GPL1 nonsense or the rebrand of Ozempic, so people don't make Ozempic make the connection. Ozempic gives you really bad diarrhea and all.
The important thing is that he really embodies a New York City person's idea of what a hick is.
Yeah. Or someone from New Jersey.
Someone from New Jersey. Yeah.
I'm from New Jersey.
Marty Mauser would see you and he would just be like, he would just see like a three-eyed person.
Yeah, he would just hear the music from Deliverance playing.
By the way, I saw this Reddit theory that puts the Penn Jillette character into a whole different light because like there's a Reddit theory that there's a Reddit theory that it's not the same dog. Because when you actually see the dog, it takes off and it runs in a completely different direction from where that is. And then when he asks the Penn Jillette farmer character directly, he says like, I didn't see any new dog. Like he says like that's his dog. So there's an entire Reddit theory that wasn't actually Moses at all. And they're just basically harassing like a random farmer because he also happens because the dog doesn't recognize any any of them. Like the dog is barking and backing away at the actual.
Well, he does. He's like, he hears a dog bark. He's like, "Yep, that's my dog, all right." I'm like, that could be any dog. How do you know it's your dog?
But we just take him at his word at face value until he must know what his dog sounds like.
I guess so. I mean, anyway, all right.
Yeah. So, Dion throws him out for stealing and damaging his car and discards novelty balls. Good job, Marty. Marty learns Rachel faked her injury to manipulate him and leaves her. Rachel tells her husband, Ira, the baby is not his, and he throws her out of the house.
Great move.
I love that like the one time someone does the same thing back to Marty that he's been doing to everybody the entire time. He's like, how could you do this to me?
Yeah. It's like, how dare you? How dare you lie to get what you want?
What do you think you've been doing the
whole
whole time?
1/100th of what he's dishing out. He's like, the temerity, you know?
And then he automatically tries to cut it down to size, but be like, I have a dream. You don't have a dream. I have a dream.
I have a
I'm
dream.
okay
What
over
is
here.
that? To have a dream.
Yeah, real piece of work, that guy.
Oh, yeah, exactly. So, at the opening of Kay's play, Marty apologizes for stealing her jewelry. Though she sees through him, Kay tells Marty to meet her that night in Central Park, where she gives him a valuable necklace to pay his fine and travel. Marty and Kay begin to have sex in the park, but are soon caught by police and use the necklace to bribe the officers into releasing them.
Okay. So first of all, we're skipping over the fact that the director for the play, who was it? David Mamet.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I didn't even realize that. That's crazy.
I didn't. That's one of the two I was mad at myself for not catching. I was like, oh, I should.
Damn.
So there's a long
man
thing
got old.
where number one, Josh Safdie actually wrote a lot of that play. Like so there just is that play. He's like, oh no, like a few seconds made it into the movie, but like there is an entire play. And he asked David Mamet. He realized that he doesn't know anything about blocking in theater, so he asked David Mamet, how would you direct this play? And David Mamet actually directs the entire play. Like,
I love that.
Well, I would have this person go here, then I would have this person go here. So he actually got lessons in how to direct a play from David Mamet. On it doesn't feel like a scam. You're like, how can I get David Mamet to teach me how to direct a play?
That is why I'm excited.
As a goof.
I feel like if Andrew Lloyd Webber wants to have another hit musical, he should actually make Don Juan Triumph of the Opera. That's mentioned in Phantom of the Opera.
I also love that Marty feels very confident telling these actors like what to do, not up to and including like a stunt move with the knife, which is like, all right, that does look badass, but like, what are you doing? Like, get off the set.
He's also correct in that like, wouldn't the guy try the door?
Yeah,
he's like, wouldn't you try the door,
bitch?
and then they're like, get out of here, get this guy out of here. Like, we don't like. He's not wrong, but he's an asshole.
If Marty was like a kid growing up in the early 2000s, 2010s, he would have terrorized his local theater department. He was just born
or maybe he would have it's a completely different dream that he has, that he becomes like a theater kid, and it's like maybe he could have avoided a lot of this.
Yeah. maybe. So so there's a back and forth. She says that she'll meet him in Central Park. It's like every year of marriage, he gets one of these necklaces, which is like, that's a good line. That's a good, like, okay, so it's like
and
this
he's
loveless.
trying to eat the cooch.
Well, yes. I mean, that's not at the same time that line is being spoken, but correct. And they are in a public place.
He's trying to steal that pussy for one night.
And then the cop, who also was like the main antagonist, henchman dude in Uncut Gems, same actor, who has big, just like, okay, whatever this is.
I didn't realize that until you pointed it out.
It's definitely, you're like, okay, cop, enforcer, whoever it is, give him a wide berth. That guy is not someone you want to trifle with, you know?
Yeah.
And there's like some light extortion, right? And that's a whole thing where like, what's going to happen? Like this is like the night of a premiere. Technically the rap party's going on like while all this is happening, you know,
They're doing the classic rap party thing too, where everyone gathers around for like the reviews. I don't know why you would do that in front of a bunch of like in front of the whole party though. You know what I mean? They're like, okay, here it is. Here's the review. And it's like, if the review's bad, you're like, well, I just told like, I don't know, there's like 30 people here in front of me that I just, they just saw me storm out. And it's like,
yeah. So it's like, she's got enough going on without him, you know, being like, hey, I need the money. But like, she's like, hey, I got another one I can give you. And so then we go back up. I wanted to mention that thing. Cause like that guy, I don't know that fellow's name, but he's great. I mean, he's great at being that type of dude, you know. You wouldn't want him to be like,
he was another one of those, I'm pretty sure he was another one of those like random guys that they just kind of picked up.
Yeah, he's great. It's definitely has a kind of like energy about him. Like we're in trouble now. and to be fair, they are.
Yeah. Well, that's another one of those unforced errors that it's like, okay, you guys don't have to fuck one more time, like in the park, like
at every moment in time, every decision he makes it worse. He decides to you know.
That is why, again, if you're gonna eat the cooch, you know, do it in a gazebo like Anthony did in episode 8 of season 2 of Bridgerton. You know, do it the right way so you don't get caught.
I like the idea, Kristina. Now that you invoked sinners, I really like the idea that when Odessa Zion leaves her husband, she writes, "This pussy don't pop for you," and she sticks it on the
like one
after another. We'll cross them all over. Yeah, sure, cross them all over.
This is literally this Oscar season is the Oscar season of the cooch, man. I swear.
Lots of cunnilingus representation in this year's.
Hell yeah.
Look, we couldn't get Me Too to stick, but we got something.
Literally.
Look, it's a consolation prize, but it's not a bad one.
Yeah, seriously.
For men, it's not a bad one for men.
Yeah, exactly. But remember when Michael Douglas said that he used to get throat cancer from eating out Catherine Zeta-Jones?
Yeah.
That was a thing. I remember that was like 2014. I was like,
and everyone's like,
well, it was that quote, what? and it was when people made up the Richard Gere gerbil thing. I feel like those were two of the biggest like internet,
just like what?
Leave my man alone.
Anyway, yeah. Peace and love to them both. Let's go back to the plot summary.
So, Kay offers him another necklace, but receives a poor review during the after party for the plane breaks down, leaving her indisposed. I know. Marty then begs Rockwell to revive the Tokyo exhibition offer, and Rockwell agrees on the condition that Marty submit to a humiliating public spanking.
Like, your line delivery wasn't great on
that. Yeah, I mean, it's
I'm trying to not cough and phlegm. Yeah.
I didn't think they were going to go through with it, but they did, you know, and no stunt ass was involved. So respect to
them. It's like it's kind of impressive when you see how hard those hits are. Like, I don't know, there's like I think that's what I found charming about it. How fucking hard like Timothee Chalamet is willing to take a hit in the ass to get a like.
Now talk about method acting. There you go.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, you know what's funny though? I mean, at least Woody Allen's wife, talked shit about Timothee Chalamet in the Epstein Files. Meanwhile, Epstein was praising Jared Leto's Joker in Suicide Squad, and I'm like,
wow, there's all kinds of crimes in that. Okay.
Yeah.
Jared Leto, everyone, give him a round of applause.
Conan, you want to?
Yeah. I'll take it over here. Before Marty leaves, he and Rachel are kidnapped by Michigan after Rachel attempts to con him with another dog. Amazing sequence. That's a good.
By the way, I guess I was wrong. It's Rachel Misler and Ezra Mishkin. So that it's not the same last name. They just all have very similar M last names.
God, can they not? Can they please make it different?
So yeah, that's she's conning the guy at the store too. Like everyone, there's so many like factors of just this plan seems very ill thought out.
Everyone's conning each other, man.
Right? Exactly.
Whatever to not doing that.
They're definitely a match for each other. When at first we think that she's getting the worst end of the deal, and honestly she probably is. But like, she's a bit of a hustler herself too, right? And it is a game respect game moment. All right, so Michigan forces them to take him to the farmhouse where Moses was found. Correct. So again, able to identify the dog by the bark. And there's that great thing where floofy head guy, he's like, oh, I think I see, and he gets shot immediately, which is incredibly jarring. And there's the appropriate reaction from Timothée where he's like, oh my God, he like leaps away. Respect. I think all of us would feel exactly the same.
For sure.
Then it turns into a rural shootout, right? And it's kind of a nuts action sequence because you're not expecting that. You're like, I don't know what's going to happen here. Probably nothing good. But I didn't expect that. I wouldn't say it's the most unexpected action sequence of the year, but it's certainly top 3.
It's up there. Yeah.
It's up there. Shootout leaves the farmer Michigan and his men dead and Rachel wounded. Marty discovers the money is mostly worthless clippings. Oh, God, what a Pyrrhic victory, right? It's like, that's
hard to root for this guy at this point, you know?
So he takes Rachel to the hospital and she goes into premature labor. And what does he do? He leaves for Tokyo. What a cool guy.
Father of the year.
Father year. Did anybody expect anything different, though?
Yeah, he's like, okay.
This is dash.
I mean, of course it's funny because everyone's like, oh my God, 4 weeks? I'm like, 4 weeks is fine. I was born 2.5 months early. I was born on Columbus Day. I was literally, not only was I named after Christopher Columbus, but I share a name with one of the worst Democrats right now, Kristina Marie Guzzi-Camp Perez. Good thing she doesn't go by Kristina Marie. I wasn't with a, never mind.
I feel like though the thing is like the important.
There's a lot of time back there.
The important thing to that, right, is that Marty doesn't know that. Like he doesn't, like he's like, so he keeps on perseverating on the fact that it's 4 weeks early.
Yeah. And it is fraught with tension. We're worried about her safety. She's been wounded, right? So it's like one of those things where it's like, this
Marty, I got shot.
It's gonna be rough in the best of times, but it's not. And again, it's just this is what I'm saying. At every moment in time, there's a decision to be made, and it gets worse at every moment in time.
He makes the worst ones.
All right, so Marty leaves for Tokyo. In Japan, Marty is told he is too late to enter the World Championship, even if he pays his fine, which is as much as a complete narcissistic asshole can be bummed for him. It's like, oh.
But the guy is so happy about it. The guy that runs the IATA or whatever,
right?
Because it's like it's the British Indian guy that's like or I don't know, like Indian or Pakistani, I'm not sure, but he has like a British accent, and like he's so happy that he gets one over on an American guy. He's like, sorry, I guess you couldn't pay your fine on time. You're not scheduled. I'm not changing the whole schedule for you. You're the whole from the beginning. He's like, he like Marty assumes that because he's an American, it'll ricochet the sport. And this guy's like, I don't need that. There's so many other countries that are participating.
Yeah. And it's he's not wrong to do it, and also it's one of those things where if he had maybe chosen respect once or twice along the way, maybe people wouldn't be so excited to tell him no about these kinds of things. But he has. So exhibition starts. He loses the exhibition match as planned, but when Rockwell plans to further humiliate him by making him kiss a pig on stage, classic pig cinema, Marty announces that the match was a sham and demands a real rematch, to which Endo agrees. Again, very fraught. A definite, like, what are we doing here? What is this? What's happening right now? Like, what? There's a lot.
It's also like I was thinking about this, and I said this yesterday to you guys, but not on stream. But I said this yesterday when we were talking about it. I feel like it's very interesting that in the entire movie, like his real power is not like ping pong is kind of sidelined. His real power is persuasion. He's able to persuade pretty much anybody to do anything. The one person that he literally can't persuade because doesn't speak English and is deaf.
And he's
so
deaf.
a double,
And
yeah.
he's
So
deaf.
a double, two separate ways that communication is the only way. And
It's like
and
a
Marty's great
-7
at it.
modifier in D&D, you know?
Yeah. Well, and Marty's great at it to the point where, as he says, he could sell shoes to an amputee. Like,
Yeah.
you know, there's a great lie that he says about his shoe selling career, but it's like, you know, so in that moment, it's like he really can't manipulate this guy the same way. And his victory is that like he gets through both language and not sound barrier, but the sound barrier between the two of them, and actually manages to get him to say, all right, because he could just say, no, I'm not doing that.
And also, you know, this is Japan shortly after World War II. It's a culture of respect, and who is the least respectful human being to come from the United States of America but good old Marty Mauser, who embodies all of the worst tropes about what people thought of Americans before the war and the A-bombs were dropped. But oh my God, like just what a horrific display. And again, he almost launches into the villainy because he's like, oh, it's me. Like, look, I'm the one you don't like. Look.
I love that he goes,
because he's not getting the reaction he wants, and everyone's like, "Oh yeah, we don't like that guy."
And everyone in the Japanese audience is like, you know, they're just kind of like you know, doing confused. I can't do like the confused sounds. They're like, huh? And then he's like, in front of the poster, and they're like,
hilarious, by the way. I was like belly laughing when I saw him do that. It's like,
it's a version of him. It's a version of him that looks like a lot of times in the pictures in this movie, he looks like a Syrian sex criminal. Like with the, you know, he's got the unibrow. He's got like the shiftiest eyes. He's got like the mustache.
That is very specific.
That mustache is an aesthetic decision. To be clear, that
yeah, Timothy, he can't. He still doesn't have enough hormones to actually grow full blown facial hair. So when I see him try to rock like that, I'm like, no, shave it.
Some people really like it though. So
I mean, again, as someone who dated a guy who would have like 3 chin hairs and a few like, I'm like, shave it.
3 chin hair sounds more like New Jersey to me.
There it is.
New Jersey.
All right, so Marty demands a real rematch, to which Endo agrees. Marty narrowly wins. Again, incredibly tense and exciting sequence about table tennis, which is hard to do. You know, a lot of people give a lot of love to challengers for making doing different stuff with the tennis ball and stuff like that, but there's no tricks like that with this.
Tennis ball, but green.
I do think respect. I was, let's say, a little skeptical. It's like, it's about ping pong? What? Like, what are we doing? Like, what is this? I mean, I've been with Marty Supreme. I was like, oh, that Martin Scorsese documentary. Great. Can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
Oh, no. It's, what?
I think the trick to making a movie, the trick to making a movie like this is to know from the beginning it's not actually about ping pong. Like when you're writing it, I mean, right? Like to be like, listen, because if you're making a movie about ping pong that's actually about ping pong, it's like, we ain't watching that.
It's the vehicle for telling the story of this incredibly driven narcissist, basically.
Yeah.
Right? Who does have talent, but is also, in fact, an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
He might actually be the first of many guys to be called a narcissist by their baby mama.
Yeah. R.I.P. Marty Mauser. You would have killed on YouTube.
Damn. Manosphere Marty Mauser.
Oh God. That would happen.
Can you imagine?
I took the fucking red pill. You can take the red pill too.
Refused passage home by Rockwell. Marty flies back with U.S. Army soldiers. Oh yeah, important to note. Yeah, the military was present in that as well, and there's a good back and forth between.
Which
the
gives you one of the saddest moments that I did not pick up on until watching the third time.
The girl running to her dad.
Yeah, the girl runs to her dad and hugs her dad, and Marty's just kind of like walking out of the plane by himself.
Yeah.
No one loves you, Marty.
So Marty reunites with his mother at the hospital, confesses his love to a recovering Rachel, and breaks down in tears upon meeting his newborn son.
He is now a new man, not
Marty
a narcissist, not an asshole. Apparently.
Yeah. All right. So before we
he's going to therapy.
How do we feel about this ending, Kayla? How do you feel about this ending?
I liked it. I think because I guess I'm just so used to Safdie films where, and they've talked about this in interviews and stuff, where it's like the guy is the protagonist is an asshole the whole movie, and then gets what they deserve, and it's kind of, not to spoil the other Safdie films out there, but it's kind of like you at points think that this is going in that same direction, and Josh Safdie has talked at length about how over time his perspective on that has changed, and oh yeah, people can change, and it's not saying Marty Mauser is fully changed once he accepts his baby as his baby, but it's I don't know, it's unexpected, it's uplifting. I think it's a really fun kind of send off for the character as we know him in this moment. So it worked for me.
Well, because it is such a juxtaposition to the ending of Uncut Gems,
exactly,
where literally in the most shocking moment of the movie, Adam Sandler's Howard Ratner or whatever, he just gets shot in the head, and you're like, yeah, and it's almost like there's a feeling of such I love the movie. There's a feeling of such frustration that's after all that we just watch Adam Sandler get shot in the head. Yeah. I don't want to watch Adam Sandler get shot in the head in anything. He's too charming for all that. Right. So I feel like they learned from that thing where it's okay, well, we can't have Marty Mauser I don't know, he's a homeless in Japan or something and he gets caned by somebody
Well, so there's a couple different reads on it, and one of which is that he's at last developing some empathy.
Yeah.
For someone other than himself. But I also heard a theory floated that was he's seen that now he's got a kid that he can train up to be the new ping pong guy, and then I was like, oh man, just having that lizard brain reaction, right? Of here's another resource I can use. Player of all time. Yeah, and I was like, but even though I'm I don't know if that's my read, but I kind of dig that because it's also it isn't a complete he's a good person now. No, he's still an a-hole. He's just not a complete a-hole, and he's also somebody's dad.
He's got responsibilities now.
You could look at you could kind of make it Freudian, look at the psychoanalysis of what's going on in somebody's brain. When you look at a kid, right, and it's your kid, that's it's a mirror kind of reflection of you. It's the knowledge that you're going to be the one that goes forward, your bloodline will go forward in the future, and all of your hopes and dreams are going to continue on through this next vessel almost. And so in some ways, it's the ultimate narcissist thing could be, he holds up a kid and it's well, look, now I continue. Now my quest will not end with death.
That's So that made me like it more. Because at first I was that was the thing I liked the least about it, because I didn't feel like it was quite earned. But then I seen the different reads on it, and again seen it again. I was I think it's a little more ambiguous than I originally thought it was, which is good because I originally thought it was almost out of place.
I watched this last night. Hold on. I watched this last night, and this is an alternate ending that Josh Safdie's talking about. That he was bouncing around the vampire thing, but it's a lot different than that. What he actually wanted for the ending, and I actually kind of found it fascinating.
All right, we got time.
You regret or that you was doubting about it, that changed radicals? Is there some radical version of this film that we will never see?
Well, it took 6 years to write it. So over the course of that time, many drafts, me and Ronnie, my co-writer, there was the evolution of this project was quite crazy, and you live a life, and as you're living life, it starts to affect the project. The one thing that is actually quite grounding to the movie that didn't make it, that was in the production script, that the production never took seriously. I was like, where is this on the schedule? We'll get to it. And it was intense. It was from the moment, and I hate to even bring it up because the movie is the movie and it's perfect for me the way it is. But from the moment he sees his child, under the credits was going to be his entire life leading up to 1987 when he's at a Tears for Fears concert with his granddaughter, and he's watching Kurt Smith singing Everybody Wants to Rule the World. But in that montage, you saw him become incredibly successful. He took over his uncle's shoe shop. He started Mauser Shoes franchise. He became an incredibly rich man. All the metrics of success are there, and he's at this concert, and he's being reminded of the reason that he believed he was put on planet Earth was to be the world's greatest table tennis player, and that's not what brought him to quote-unquote success. So that was and then Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful, pops up behind him and bites him in the neck. That was That really was in the script, and these were. And then again, this is. I can't believe I'm even mentioning that. I'm
so happy that that's exactly what I wanted to hear. Now we have that.
But the project is told. The movie is told from the point of view of reflection. Hence the 80s, the opulence of and the exuberance of, especially in America when they were chasing the exuberance and opulence of post-war victory after Vietnam, after the defeat, trying to chase that. And that same feeling inside Marty as an older man, trying to chase that feeling, listening to this song. And the whole movie you're kind of watching through this lens of reflection. So that was, in a way, that is in the movie. You just don't see it. It's in the feeling of the film.
Why?
That's fascinating. Okay.
He kind of sold me on the, I like that would have been a cool ending to see. Where it's like, I not the Kevin O'Leary bites them part.
Yeah, that's like the epilogue of Sinners, right? But
yeah, but it's like, it would be fascinating just because you do wonder like what happened to this guy after that, and then it's fine that we don't know, and like you assume that there's going to be a lot more bad decisions, even if he grows on the right path, but it's still but like to have him like realize that what he actually ends up being successful at is selling people on stuff, because that is what he was successfully doing.
That's his actual craft. That's his actual gift, and it does explain all of those 80s needle drops very eloquently.
Yeah,
I like that. That's kind of cool. I don't know about the vampire stuff. I mean, it's sort of like, all right, it's a great line. Don't get me wrong.
I'm a vampire.
Vampire movie. We don't need another one.
Exactly.
I've been around since there was someone had this tweet where they were like, their mom hates vampires more than anything. Like she was afraid of vampires, and so she like did not like Sinners, but she thought Marty Supreme was like, it was like the greatest movie of the year. And then there was a line that was like, I'm from 1601. I'm a vampire. And she was like,
no.
My sister I cannot believe my sister's like, Sinners was the worst movie I've ever seen in my life. And I'm like, huh?
Has she watched Hillbilly Elegy, the J.D. Vance story? That is the worst. That is the worst.
Or the Brown Bunny. That one's pretty low on the list for me.
I mean, then again, my sister's favorite movies are like the two Home Alone movies, Love and Basketball, and Titanic. So she has a very narrow. She's not a movie person. Neither is my mom. I'm a movie gal.
Hence why you're on this show. Yeah. All right. For people that are movie people, of course, Letterboxd is a place for movie lovers to talk at with and to each other about the movies that they love, maybe the movies that they didn't love, maybe the movies that they just said, I'm so stressed after watching, and that was a review. Understandable. And of course, the bottom-up democracy, everyone gets to have their say, everyone gets to chime and opine about the movies, and this is best expressed succinctly for the purposes of this bit, where I collect them weekly for Forrest and the panel to respond to, laugh at, with, and for, and that's what this is. These are Letterboxd one-liners from Marty Supreme. Let's roll them. How to win table tennis matches and alienate people.
True.
Looks like the guy's actual book title is The Money Player, and it's like, all right, buddy.
They should teach this movie in the schools. Not sure what subject. Doesn't matter. They need to teach us in the schools. The children need to learn about the hustle.
Real.
That's like they're always like, oh, they need to teach people like how to do their taxes in class, whatever class that would
home
be.
economics or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's one of those things also where it's like, I think, and that goes back to the my throwaway comment of R.I.P. Marty Mauser. You would have made a great YouTuber.
You should get two choices in high school: home economics. Never go home economics, and it's like it's this kind of thing where it's like the worst thing you could possibly do is go back to your house.
Yeah, it's the other end of it. Sure. Yeah. When your ping pong game is strong, but your pull-out game is weak.
Yeah, when he was like, no, I count to 10 and then I pull out. It's like, yeah, that's your kid, dude. Like,
yeah, it doesn't work out. Some sperm does get through. Okay,
Tyler's like, that's how you get a bladder infection, and it's like, okay, well, I don't think you're very good at pulling out either in this movie.
I just love that that's the rationale. No, it couldn't be me though.
Like I've literally heard I've heard people say that though, like it's like IRL in real life.
Man, it's a good thing that baby wasn't born a week earlier, because I guarantee you Marty would have sold it to pay for his trip.
Yes.
Okay, I I got a fucking baby. Mr. Wonderful's like, okay, and he's like, what? You could do something with this. What you could sell this baby. He's like, why would I? What would I do with this baby? I don't know. You're the business guy.
Another alternate ending. She ping on my pong till I goop.
Real.
Oh my god.
I love that it has just one like. Just the one like.
Just me. I'm the only one to like that one. Yeah, come on. What are we doing here?
I like that.
Only Conan has taste here.
Come on.
She sold off all her necklaces and she started Goop.
There you go. Yeah, that's the Goop origin story. Exactly.
Yeah.
There you go.
Goop. Wow. Never get in the way of a crazy ass white boy trying to go to Japan.
That's my favorite so far.
What is this? Is that like Hassan's? Did Hassan write that? No. Okay.
My I don't know. My dad's a crazy white boy that loves going to Japan, so I learned that lesson already. Never try to stop a crazy white boy from going to Japan.
Yeah, there's so many crazy white boys who love going to Japan, and I love that for them.
If they would have tried to stop me last year, they would have failed.
They would have failed.
Yeah. Conan, I liked that, like one of the first like countries you went to that wasn't like, you know, in this part of the hemisphere or whatever. You're like, Japan, that's where I'm going.
Yeah, it's great. It was awesome being like completely opposite time of like everyone and not having to hear about what Trump was up to. It's awesome. I've never done cocaine, but this is what I imagine it feels like.
I feel like that's just a Safdie movie in general.
Yeah, that's the Safdie experience.
Can confirm.
Yeah.
10-4 can confirm.
This coming out the same year as The Smashing Machine is the most devastating murder of her brother since Cain and Abel.
Oh god,
brutal.
Yo, but that's
at least the one brother is not doing a successful job at directing, but catch him in a Christopher Nolan movie, right? Like, yeah.
No, Benny's a good actor. He's a good actor.
He's great in The Curse. He was great in The Curse. Too.
Love The Curse.
I forgot he was in
our friend Katie worked on that show.
Love The Curse. So good.
Yeah, Curse is awesome.
But I do like the idea that like there's just something very Marty Supreme about the fact that you know, if the story is true about what broke the brothers up or whatever, like the brother that like claims to have taken the high road, he ends up working with The Rock, and everyone's like, what the fuck is this? The brother that like, you know, did like that was part of the actual thing that everyone's like canceling for or whatever, that like his movie just goes on, like rockets to the Oscars. It's damn.
It's unfortunate.
Reject modernity, making it mandatory for your workers to watch your wife's stage play. Embrace tradition, late night cunnilingus in the parking lot.
Hell yeah.
Hey, man.
Hell yeah.
Well, you know, Mr.
Cunnilingus kind of year.
You know, Mr. Wonderful wasn't doing that to her.
Yeah.
I don't. Who would want that?
That one unemployed friend on a random Monday.
Yeah.
10-4 can confirm.
Yep. That's you every day, Forrest.
Forrest, yeah. Those are the Letterboxd one-liners from Marty Supreme. Please follow the show at our Letterboxd HQ account at Movie Night Extra, where we're posting up stuff from all the episodes that we do in the show, long-form write-ups, short-form content, clips, all sorts of great stuff on there. It's a great follow. You can follow the show there. Marty Normal Ball over there, Addo is Flacco. You can follow him, your unemployed friend, on Monday. And he's logging everything we do for this show and so much more on the popular Letterboxd format. I am the Stressor Supreme at Conan Neutron. You can find me on there. Highbrow, midbrow, Populous all that stuff. Criterion Challenge, well on the way, about a third of the way through. But I'm going to be slowing down, obviously, because I'm not watching movies on tour. Follow me on there. There's a lot of new stuff coming out. I'm trying to get to a lot of it while I get time. Kristina, Timothee Chalamet's fake acne scars. Kristina on Letterboxd, log in when she feels like it, and nothing more. Kayla, I don't know. This is not peer pressure. Do you have Letterboxd account? This is where we shout that out. If you don't,
I do. Yeah, you can
What
follow me on Letterboxd at Kayla Says More. I believe is my name on there.
Okay, Tyler the Creator's Bloody Nose is your. This is where we got the subtitles as well.
Yes, love.
And let's hit it with the plugs.
If you're watching us on YouTube, please like and subscribe, and then hit the bell to get notified whenever we're streaming. And we'd humbly request that you watch the video to the end because it helps us with the algorithm and helps more film fans to discover the show. We're also monetized. If you want to get your chat questions definitely read on stream, you can always send us a super chat, which will help us keep the show going. Every cent helps. If you're watching on Twitch, you can gift us a free sub on Amazon Prime with your Prime membership, but getting subs on Twitch is always appreciated, and it helps to follow us on there as well. We also have an audio feed, which is available wherever you download podcasts, if you prefer to listen to podcasts rather than watch the stream. That's updated usually the same day we stream, but watching on YouTube and Twitch is the best way to get the show first, live as it happens. If you want to support us with a monthly donation and get access to all of our after parties forever, which go patron only after we do them, you can become a patron at patreon.com/movie night extra. Link is in the description for that. It really helps us keep the show going since we do have some expenses to make this happen. We also have a Discord community. Link is in the description for that. We sometimes watch movies we cover on there. We get into conversations about everything from film to TV shows to related podcasts. We even have a Discord channel for memes. It's really fun on there. You can find us on all the social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Blue Sky, Twitter, and Threads. You connect with us on all of those. Talk to us. We'd love to hear from you. Lastly, we recently made a TikTok at Movie Night Extra where we're putting up short form clips from the episodes. Okay, passing this to Conan so he can tell you about his music and this week's Protonic Reversal. Conan, who's on Protonic this week?
Yes, indeed. So Tom from the 1001 Album Completes podcast and The Shop, they did a record called Stay Puft that is a Ghostbusters themed concept record. So I'm having Tom on to talk about that. Tom and Rob coming on this show when I get back from tour to talk about Ghostbusters. I think that's real. Did I mention that before? I'm not sure I mentioned
They ain't afraid no ghost.
We're finally going to do Ghostbusters. Just the original one. No sequels exist. Sorry.
Wait, what?
But that's the so that's in the normal Thursday slot, and then weekend slot. I got Chris Spencer from Unsane coming back. So it's been about like 4 or 5 years since he's been on. So should be a good one. Actually, I think Human Impact had just started when he came back on last time. So yeah, about 5 years. Crazy. Wow. Time is crazy, y'all. Anyway, ProtonicReversal.com. Get it wherever you get podcasts. Patreon.com/ProtonicReversal. $1 a month for advance access for all episodes just like that, as well as many more. Fitting a bunch in before I head out, so stay tuned for all of that. Secret Friends, back on tour, back in these streets. Red Cross tour coming up. Long Beach sold out. Sorry. Don't ask for guest list, please. Thank you. Everything else is still going. Pickup tickets are going fast.
Sold out to Snoop Dogg's entire posse.
it's the LBC, man. It's
so much drama in the LBC. It's kind of hard being Snoop D-O double G. We're playing all these places: Long Beach, San Diego, Phoenix, Austin, Houston, New Orleans, Jacksonville, Tampa, Fort Lauderdale, of course, Little Steven's Underground Garage Cruise. I will not punish Steven Van Zandt about Sopranos quotes for us. Do not ask me to do that, but take a video of him saying, "Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in."
Orlando, Atlanta, Nashville, and LA at Lodge Room as well. We also have 3 shows with Mike Watt and the Missing Men coming up in the San Pedro, downtown LA, and Yucca Valley, which is for the High Desert Lit Fest thing, which is a whole thing. So all that's happening. NeutronFriends.bandcamp.com for the music. Where the Neutron available, shipping immediately. LPs and CDs, digital, all the normal things you think music would be on. Got some other things we're going to be announcing as well, but probably not until we get back from this stuff. So stay tuned for all of that. Caterwaul, first 10 we announced Dazzling, Kilman, and Pointland playing. And we put tickets up, sort of a soft launch, and then we're announcing 10 other bands on this coming Friday. So there's a bunch of cool stuff. I've been wanting to unleash this for a long time. Kind of hard to talk about a big rock and roll party when ICE is occupying a city. So that has held off. But yeah, caterwaul.org for all that. Check social media, Caterwaul Fest for all that good stuff. Things along those lines. I'm going to be on the Film Splaining podcast with Martin Strange talking about All the President's Men. A movie I really hope that we talk about on this show someday. Maybe with Sam Cedar.
Good movie.
As I have pitched 4 or 5 times. I love it. I'm kind of surprised we haven't done that one, but that'll be good.
You're like Watergate girls. I love them.
So that's pretty. Wow. So that's yeah. So stay tuned for that, and then I got 2 other things, but like whatever. We got like a bunch of episodes coming up, so I'll mention those rest of them. Kristina, Coffee McCofferson, please tell us what you got.
Yeah. So I had my show, Kristina's Corner, over on this space. Kayla, you should consider becoming a creator on this space. I think you would like it. It's like a leftist working class media collective where we have a bunch of people. But yeah, and of course tomorrow Forrest and I are doing our absurdity space at 6 p.m. Eastern. I was talking about Wuthering Heights and how Emerald, your movie could have been sexier. This movie could have been rated G. Emerald, I was expecting
this movie could have been an email.
10 minutes sexy. You give me a 5-minute montage, please. Anyway.
The look of women that are saying that this movie is freaky makes me think this movie is not freaky.
It's not. It's not. I mean, at least Heathcliff is still a piece of shit. I mean, that's about it. But but I was like, really? What's going on here? And also I talked about how Warner Brothers is kind of opening to the idea of Paramount buying them, which means Ellison could have CNN and CBS.
Great.
Yay.
Great.
And also the James Tallarico interview with Colbert. Apparently some of the FCC commissioners are like, why would you? No, you can air that. It's fine. So that's fun. Yeah, I'm gonna be streaming this week as well. You know, I'm cat sitting. Also, Kayla, I know you say your dad's like the biggest Bruce Springsteen fan, but my father was the biggest. I mean, we're from my family. We're from Freakle.
Yeah, you're from Jersey.
That's a great Jersey dad thing to argue about. Is which one is the biggest Springsteen?
We are from Freehold. We are from the borough. Bruce Springsteen went to high school with my cousins.
Damn.
Him and my uncle are in the same like ritzy beach club in Rumson. My dad partied with him. My mom would serve Jersey Freeze.
I feel like you're having a story that like your dad got their ass kicked in a bar by somebody else that claimed that they were the biggest Bruce Springsteen fan. That's the classic. Like
one time, my mom and dad were walking down like Broad Street or something like that, and there's this guy who kept like beeping at them slowly, and my dad's like, "Stop flirting with my woman." It was Bruce Springsteen, just saying, "Hey, hi," you know. So we have like a
that's a very wholesome end to that story. That's not how anything in Marty Supreme would have worked.
Exactly. So Bruce Springsteen's a big like chunk of my family.
Not to interrupt your plugs, but I actually borrowed from the library his autobiography. I'm looking forward to reading it.
He just announced a new tour today too. He's going on tour.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Starting in Minneapolis, I think too. So I'm like, oh, cool.
My friend Zach Blair, who plays in Rise Against and used to play in Guar, got on stage with them for that benefit and like did like some songs. So it was pretty rad.
Nice.
Yeah, I was gonna say you know the second he dropped the Minneapolis song and like kind of like dipped his toe back in the water, it's like, oh no, he's going on tour.
Yeah,
he's not gonna be able to. Like...
This will not ruin the world tour, by the way. He puts on like 5-hour shows. Young people can't even do that. Anyway, yeah, me could be, doing my shit.
Did you see that documentary? The tour documentary about Bruce Springsteen? It's like on Hulu or something. Did you see that? It was really good. Like I really enjoyed it. I mean, I'm a fucking touring musician. Of course, I enjoyed it. But I mean, it was like well done. It was a well done documentary.
Yeah.
Thank you. Anyway, that's about a book I borrowed from the library and a movie I saw on Hulu during Kristina's plugs. I just.
I'm excited because on Friday they're doing an actual proper tribute on General Hospital to Anthony Geary, who was known for playing Luke Spencer. So I'm going to be talking about that. So that should be exciting.
You should do a General Hospital podcast.
You have a lot of knowledge about it. Yeah.
You should do every episode of General Hospital ever and cover it.
Oh my God. That would be.
Yeah, that would be. Unlike Dark Shadows,
how long is that show been on?
Yeah, large catalog spans decades, right?
Yeah. And you did Dark Shadows, which is very impressive. But yeah, there's way more.
We're gonna Shadow Saturdays are gonna come back soon because we're gonna start from the very beginning because they do have the pre-Barnabas episodes and there's like 200 of them before he shows up. So. And then I watched. I'm still on my Carpenter's kick. I watched a documentary called "Starving to Perfection." I think it was on like Amazon Prime, and it's crazy, about
by the way,
and all that.
Nixon's not a crook. Nixon's not a crook. Do you find this to be true?
Oh, boy.
Well done.
So I've just been watching like
I like that. That's a bit now.
documentaries.
That's great. I'm all for it.
Yeah.
That's good.
Well, it's because it's such a throwaway line in one battle after another.
It took me.
But it's just
It was the third time seeing it that I finally was like, wow, and then like he just no sells them completely. That's what makes it so funny because it just like.
I often,
but
but
do you like green girls though?
No, but it's such a common thing that like it's almost it
small
feels like
talk.
it feels like
It's his version of small talk.
But his version of small talk on something that like everybody find like it's like he's like I often find if it's not one thing it's another. Do you find that to be true?
Yeah,
it's like
what
yes, everybody finds that to be true. Like
Who
this,
Who would say no?
I often feel cold when it's cold outside. Do you find that to be true? It's like
it's great.
Yeah.
It's our future best
But
picture winner, I
but
think.
Kayla, what do you have for plugs?
Yeah, you can find me on YouTube at Kayla Says. I make videos every week. I talk about what do I talk about? Pop culture, celebrity culture, music, movies, television, all that stuff. I just put out a video today about the America's Next Top Model Netflix documentary.
Yes.
So that is out. I recently also did last week a review of Wuthering Heights. Emerald Fennell's Wuthering Heights. If you want to check out my takes on that, you can also follow me.
Emerald Fennell's Wuthering Heights.
Wuthering Heights.
Yeah.
She should adapt the flame, the flame and the flower. I think that would be interesting because that's like.
Yeah. She should adapt things that are not Wuthering Heights, in my opinion. What else?
I still Promising Young Woman. I love Promising Young Woman so much. Like
I don't mind her other stuff. I was never like a true like Emerald Fennell hater, and then like I just saw this movie and I was like, yo, this is my Letterboxd review for it was put Emerald Fennell under the jail, bro. Like truly. So if you want to check out my takes on that, that's also on my YouTube channel. You can also follow me on Twitter at Kayla Says More. I mostly tweet about hockey there, Olympic hockey in particular right now. Tweet a lot about that. But I also tweet a lot about, I don't know, other things, pop culture, things of that nature. I have a Patreon. I post weekly bonus exclusive content for just $2 a month. You can check me out there as well. All that information is in my link tree, which can be found on most of my social media. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Letterboxd. I'm everywhere where there is content. Check me out, and thanks for having me, guys.
Everywhere all at once.
Do you have any final thoughts on this movie? And then we'll just go around everyone's final thoughts, and then we're out of here.
Yeah. Loved it. As a big Safdie fan, I was really hyped for this. It was like one of my most anticipated films of the year, and I was like, I hope it delivers, and it absolutely did. I still want a Marty Supreme jacket. I will never obtain one, probably, because I'm not cool enough to obtain one. But like spiritually, like I'm all there. It's still one of my faves of the year. Just I need to watch it again. High octane nonsense, and it's great. And those are my final thoughts.
All right, Kristina, final thoughts.
Get that Oscar, Timothee. You're trying so hard, and you've been in the business for over 10 years now, and you're trying. This may be your chance, but be careful because you might end up being like Leo and only get one Oscar ever, because apparently they're not even going to give
And
him
it's for Wuthering Heights too.
Wuthering Heights
The Deuce.
Search for dirty fingernails.
Wuthering Heights 2, Higher Heights.
Conan.
Final thoughts.
Yeah, this is 1/3 Rocky style sports movie, 2/3 bottled stress chaos goblin toxic ambition parable, and I enjoyed it. I think it's amazing how insufferable and obnoxious Marty is, but he's also talented and has built-in charisma. And that explains it all. I think it's Chalamet's best role. I think it's electrifying and kinetic. I never expected ping pong to be made exciting. Let's put it that way. I think it's in my top 20 of the year.
Orange, or the ball to be orange.
I didn't expect the ball to be orange either. It's in my top 20 of the year. I think all the nominations it got are all very well deserved, especially the production design reward, and I'm especially rooting for him to get that, because I think that, again, if you look at the stuff that guy has done, whose name I keep forgetting. What's that guy's name again?
Jack Fisk.
But he's done like David Lynch stuff. He's done like so many like amazing movies, and it is really well done. It is great production design. And if you're not going to include like the more fantastical movies, names not mentioned, then let's give it to an all-timer for a movie that does a real good job of getting that. Just like, you can smell this movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's you could smell
either. Like,
And they
not a good
remind you because the dog comes in. They're like, everyone's like, oh, Marty.
Yeah.
Marty's like, oh, Marty, you smell it. They're like, oh, the dog smells. Yeah. Next week, by the way, Blue Moon, Linklater movie. Ethan Hawke's, probably one of his greatest roles.
Like roles too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet. I'm gonna watch it.
Oh, we're doing a watch party.
I think
we're doing this weekend.
We are doing a watch party, but I think it's on Netflix right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, thank God.
Yeah.
Dude, Linklater, crazy. He did Nouveau Vague and Blue Moon in the same year. So like two of his best movies in the same year. And this is a guy that has been consistently churning out good movies. And
it's like it's like what they said about Rocky Horror Picture Show and Shock Treatment, like not a sequel, not a prequel, but like an equal. Like I feel like that's the ethos of those two movies have together. But yeah, so then we're doing that, and then we're doing Begonia, and then Secret Agent.
And then no after party tonight, but after party next week. Scott Entrante, who is our guest for Blue Moon, and Becky Rice returning to the show to give their Oscar picks. So we'll be back to Oscar picks.
We call it Hollywood Becky.
Hollywood Becky, we call it.
All right. Well, that just about does us over here. I'm actually proud we kept it under 2 hours for a movie that's over 2 hours, which is
almost 3 hours.
Yeah, it's a whole new world. Kayla, thank you so much. Great having you.
Thanks for coming on, Kayla, and also ping pong balls with orange. My idea first. This movie.